ReefDudes is sponsored by Ecotech Marine and Bulk Reef Supply. Today we're getting an update on the shallow Reef Lagoon tank. What's going on, guys? Devin from ReefDudes. Now, a bunch of you guys are asking for an update on this tank. Last video we started kind of the battle against hair algae, and we'll see where things are at and see what the tank's doing, so let's get to it. So kill our flow so we can get some proper top-down shots. Now, last video, if you guys remember, I had a pretty bad hair algae outbreak. The rocks were pretty much covered in hair. It's definitely still here. Like if you look on some of these rocks, you can definitely see patches of it, but it's much less than it was. So it's definitely a huge improvement. Now I'm going to attribute, I'm going to say about 80% of it to the urchins. You can see one little guy right down there, and they have been doing a fantastic job cleaning it up. Now there was a bit of manual removal on my part as well, but for the most part it was the cleanup crew, which makes me really happy to see. Now it is pretty blue. The tank's in a super blue mode right now, so hopefully this shoot turns up well on camera. But you can see overall, other than a few tufts of hair algae, things are doing pretty dang good. Now I did remove a couple chunks of rocks as well from the tank, and I still might remove a couple more. It does still feel a little bit cluttery, so I'm trying to make it open it up a little bit more. And you can see through here, like I get to clear out some stuff for some little like swim through kind of valleys. And I might remove a couple more to separate the little islands into more bommies, just to give it more of a little like open look. I've also moved over some of the Euphilia from my other tank. The Ultra Citrus Rhodactis, people always ask me about these. They are super duper bright. They're a crazy yellowy orange. They're actually more orange right now. I don't know if it's because of the Reef Brights, but some days they're super duper yellow, but really cool bright ones. And yeah, they are just definitely like a staple for me. I love those guys. It's hard to beat that color. Like you just see it from across the room. This little guy, I'm not even sure what that one is, to be honest, but it looks pretty cool. He's happy, he's growing. Red and yellow is always a cool color combination. If you're looking over here, you can see a couple of the torches, hammers, frog spawns, and there was a couple other little ones I moved in, like the gold hammer, and I got a cool little peachy one over here. So I've been starting to move this, and I'm gonna do probably a little more Euphilia heavy on this tank. And I got two different little mini colonies of Duncans. Again, Duncans are a super cool one. I always love the tentacles and the shape of these guys. And this one is kind of the normal standard issue one. And over here, we have this one, which is a super stripy one, which is really cool. You can't even see the mouse right now. It's all tentacles, but if you do see the mouse, it's really cool patterns inside. These guys have been doing pretty well. I actually got the rainbow clove polyps over here. And these guys seem to really be happy and digging it in here. The green goblin acropore, that one actually moved over a while ago because it was just getting too big in the water box. I did also have some rock flowers in here. A lot of them are actually hidden though, which is kind of a bit of a pain. Check this out. I just spotted some rock flower babies. So apparently there was some spawning in the tank. That is super cool. I didn't even realize that happened. So we got two rock flower babies there, so there's possibly more in the tank somewhere as well. Super duper cool. That guy's super gold, looking pretty cool. That other Cyphastia is encrusting nicely. A couple other chalices. So there's some pretty cool ones that should look pretty good over time. Now one thing that does make me happy is the Gawnies seem to be doing pretty well in this tank. That gold one is looking phenomenal. Pink one beside it again, super happy. So we got another rock flower kind of tucked away, hiding behind. But they are looking dang good in here. So I might actually work on, see if I can get some more cool Gawnies and make like a big Gawny section in this tank. So I think that will look pretty cool. The Kryptonite bounces, again, those guys have been taken off as well. Oddly, those ones were the ones in my big tank. They weren't doing quite as well. So I moved them to this tank to see if they'll puff up like the other ones did. Not quite sure what the difference is, but if they're happy in here, then I'll take it. Got those little minty green polyps that were kind of taking over my big tank. So I might calc paste those guys soon. Keep thinking about it, I just got to get around to doing it. Now some of the acros I put in here seem to be doing pretty well. I'm pretty happy. Got the red guy in there and got some of the goldenrod. The rainbow loom actually looks phenomenal in this tank. I'm starting to see a lot of the oranges and purples and greens and lots of really cool colors. So kind of excited to see what that one does over time in here. So overall, pretty dang happy with how the lagoon is doing. I do think I am going to thin out a little more rock and make it a little bit lighter, but overall I am pretty dang happy with how it looks. There is that little part of the little swim throughs, that aesthetic I just like, so that's why I think I'm going to make a few more channels. Now lighting wise, we're currently using 5 XR15 Pros, and 4 Reef Bright strips. The Reef Brights are on for, I believe it's around 5 hours of the day. I'll have to double check that one. And the radons do the main schedule. Those just add a little extra intensity / color pop. So down below, have you seen in one of the last videos, we made the button panel. This thing's actually been super handy. I use it all the time for feed mode. We're cleaning the skimmer, turning it off temporarily, so super duper handy. Another one to give an update on is the Cage Keeper Plus. I did turn off the LED with that one, just to prevent any algae or any other maintenance in it. But you can see since I've had it, I've used about half of my 1.5 liters worth of reagent. Test twice a day. It's been super quiet, it's been reliable, it's been accurate. So I mean, so far I believe it's been about a month that I've had it, but I've been happy with it so far. And yeah, so far been pretty good. Got our big dosing containers. These things, whenever I mix up reagent, I just top off and dump a little more in. So these are massive containers which will last ages, but it's kind of nice to fill it and forget about it for the long haul. Going down into the sump, we do have the reactor, which I'm not running at the moment. We've got dual return pumps that are probably due for a clean. And we got the UV on there, which has been going pretty well. Over to this side, we do got the skimmer. I do have the top off. I actually did run some chemi clean the other day. I was getting cyano in here and decided to finally just take care of it and deal with it. So popped it off the top of the skimmer, just let it overflow when I run the chemi clean. And overnight, it basically got rid of it. So quick, easy fix. Got the Clear Sea filter roller, again, works very well. This is the SK5000. I do like this one. I did have the 3000 on my prior tank, but I sold it and upgraded to the 5000 just because I like the bigger rolls. They last a little longer. A little happier with that. I did also pick up the Neptune Salinity Conductivity Probe on Black Friday sales. Yeah, and so far it's actually been pretty good on this tank. And over next to the other bits of chaos, we have the Mastertronic and the Reef Bot. So that does all my auto testing, so I don't have to. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed that update on the shallow Reef Lagoon tank. If you did, of course, be sure to hit that like button if you're new. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.